Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens. And yes, I'm wearing blue. You know why? Because next week I will be on the ocean. Ocean blue. Come on, that's good too. But anyway, I'm so excited. I am going to be on the christening naming ceremony of the MSC World America ship, and Drew Barrymore is going to be the godmother. Okay, which is I'm just so excited because I love being on the ocean. It relaxes me so much. I love the blue waters too. And what we're doing is the christening takes place in the evening on the ship MSC World America. That's going to take place on April 9th. And then we sail out. We go to their private out island. That's the Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve in the Bahamas. But I can't wait to get back there. I saw it before a couple years ago. Was on the christening one of the other ships too. It was great. So sure about that later too. I found out more things about the ship, so I'm really excited about it too. I'm writing about it when I get back, of course. But also, prior to that, I'm attending kind of the two things kind of went back to back. I'm attending Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference. It's going to be, this is the 40th year they've done it. No, I haven't been going for 40 years, okay? I started going back. I went to Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference, I think maybe 2015 or 14, but it was just such a phenomenal conference, and it's international, okay? But they hold it in Miami Beach. They also have their Sea Trade Cruise Global Conferences in other places too across the world too. But with Sea Trade, they have a big. They've got different, you know, speakers sessions. They've got their opening session that will feature the cruise line chairman, which is great. That actually takes place on Tuesday, and there are other events going on Monday, and then there are different events going on Tuesday, of course, with the cruise line executives. Chairman of different cruise lines will be there talking. They're a big panel, lasts about an hour and a half. It's great, and then they do different presentations throughout the day too, press conferences, and then they do more. It goes through Thursday. It goes Monday through Thursday. We'll be missing it on part of Wednesday and Thursday because I'm going to be hopping on board the MSC World America. I'm excited about that too. We'll be at some press conferences in the morning on Wednesday, and then I will go be down to Port Miami, and that is where the MSC World America will be actually departing from. So I'm really excited about that too. So I can't wait to share more about it when I get back. Of course, I'm so excited. Yes, but that's really fun too. I will share more about that in a little bit too. But we've got some really interesting things going on too, which people aren't aware of. With I think I mentioned that with Waterways, what they do is, and they just announced this, but they've got complimentary round trip airfare for Egypt River cruises. Okay, and people don't know maybe about maybe trying to take a river cruise Egypt. Waterways is one that does that. They've got other cruise lines that do that too, but it's really fun thing too because at a business event just did that, and it was amazing when he shared. My parents actually had a chance to do Egypt themselves, but they did a tour. Okay, they did a whole trip to Egypt, which was great too. They didn't take a cruise. Okay, but like I said, Waterways has a special round trip airfare right now, complimentary. So definitely look in that too because one thing's kind of fun. A friend of mine actually just did that, and they did take Egyptian cruise, I think, in the Nile River, and then they got off to different things, but they had sections where they got a chance to see the pyramids. And for pyramids to survive that long, how exciting is that, right? And at the end of their trip, they did was they played that song, Walk Like an Egyptian, and they stood in line. Dietmar and his wife stood in line with other people they had with them on their trip, and they walked like an Egyptian. How fun. That was the end of their video about their trip. It was fantastic. So definitely keep that in mind too, because I think it's really fun too, because we've got a lot of good things going in the industry. What's fun too is I talked about Holland America Line. Okay, they just expanded their single barrel whiskeys and bourbons. I talked about that last week. Okay, but what came up is when you think about Holland America Line and cruise line ships, how long have they been around? Okay, well, one good example is with Conrail Cruise Line. They are celebrating their 53rd year in business. Okay, but how wonderful is that? That is just phenomenal, isn't it? But anyway, another one just came up too is something that maybe people are not aware of is with Holland America. What they're doing is they are doing some special sailings. They're celebrating 152 years of cruising. So they're celebrating the 152 years of cruising anniversary sail right now. How fun. 152 years? I mean, we don't live that long, but you know what? How fun have a cruise line actually have been in business for 152 years. Okay, I think it might be actually the oldest cruise line around, but Holland America Line, they've really updated their ships, which is great too. But they're doing the and goes to the 30th of April. So once again, this promotion is really kind of fun too because it's a great way to celebrate it. It's a special sale, and the promotion features up to 30% off cruise fares, onboard credits, up to $300 per stateroom, also 50% reduced deposits, and free third and fourth guests when traveling in the same stateroom. And so it's a really great time to really book, a cruise and connect with the world and each other too. And this anniversary sale, just as far as some dates, okay, it includes from February this year through, I'm sorry, April this year. Sorry, we're in April, right? Through April of 2026. And the cruises actually range from 4 to 56 days. And Holland America's global destinations are really part. They offer, of course, South America. They offer, of course, they offer Alaskan cruises. They're one of the first people actually went to Alaska. It's gorgeous, Alaska. And there are cruise tours, which is great too. Also, Caribbean, of course, they've got Canada, New England, Northern Europe, Mediterranean, Australia and New Zealand, South America, Antarctica, and the Pacific Coast. Also, Hawaii. So you go Aloha, Tahiti, Panama Canal, and of course, Mexico and Asia. And they call them their collectors voyages, but these combine actually 2 back-to-back non-repeating itineraries, okay? And it also includes the sale too, so make sure you look at that too, because once again, the sale just opened up this week, okay? And that's great too, because once again, it's just their special anniversary sale that goes, actually just started this week on April 3rd, and it goes through the end of this month, April 30th. But keep in mind too, because once again, it's just a way for them to really celebrate 152 years of cruising, their cruising anniversary. And it's gorgeous. And they've updated their ships. I've seen some of the newer ships. They're really, really pretty, and it's just gorgeous too. So I think that's wonderful too. So just keep it in mind too. It's great. Keep that in mind too, because I've seen some new ships. They're beautiful, and they've got, of course, different sailings too, because they've got hundreds of sailings. Okay, and different itineraries. It's great because once again, you can pick and choose where you want to go and when you want to go. It's really fantastic too. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay. But that's great. I think that's wonderful. So keep it in mind too. Okay. But keep that in mind too, because we got different things going on in the industry too. And I just kind of find that I didn't realize they're celebrating 150 years in cruising. How fun is that too? Just amazing what they're offering. It's just so exciting too, because once again, we think about Carnival Cruise Lines. They had a really interesting start 53 years ago. Okay, and I think I've shared that before too. But they decided to get into it, and it was very interesting because Mickey Arison's father actually started Carnival Cruise Line, okay, with one ship. It was kind of a difficult time, but they made it through, and they grew, which is great, and expanded. Of course, the Carnival's got the fun, which is great too, but it's just a great cruise line. They offer different things too. Plus, I've previously mentioned they've got their new Celebration Key opening up in July. This is the first time Carnival's actually had their own private out island, and they've been doing a lot of work on it for the past 2.5 years. Amazing what they've done. I've showed videos of it before. I'm just so excited to actually see it sometime myself too, because they've got different portals. Okay, those are areas. Okay, but that's great too, because they've got one for adults. They've got others for family with kids, but just different ones too, and it just looks really, really pretty. I've talked about that before, and share more about that too later on, because it's actually opening up July this year. So their first ships will start sailing there, which is great. And I remember, I think 2 ships can actually dock there too, which is great too. Because once again, when cruise lines started their own private outlines, and the first one to do that actually was New Asian Cruise Line, they didn't have a place for the ship to dock. Okay, what you had to do is you had to get off the ship on these tender boats and be tendered in. Okay, but since then, over the years, cruise lines have actually built, when they do their own private outlets, they actually have a dock right there. And what's fun too is when I'm going to be on the MSC World America next week, of course, with their private out island, Ocean Cay, MSC Marine Reserve. What they do is, the first time I was there, when they opened it up, was I think 2021. They christened the ship there, but they had built a dock there, and their dock, and actually, it's beautiful. I mean, the ship dock's right there. You walk right off the ship onto the island. It's gorgeous, different sections, and that's kind of a normal thing now for cruise lines to do. And with Celebration Key, it will actually have its own dock for ships to dock at too. Their ships, of course, too. It's really great, so keep in mind too. Something else I was sure about too before going to the Embassy World America, of course, too. Margaritaville at Sea. Okay, this is actually a cruise line that's not really well known. It started, I can't remember how many years ago it started, but anyway, it started, and then people didn't know what it was. They were kind of doing these overnight cruises to the Bahamas and came back, expanded, and then they were doing some changes because there's a change in ownership. What they're doing is they're actually expanding in different ways, okay? And what they're doing is, I think they're based out of Tampa, but what they're going to be doing is their Margaritaville at Sea Islander ship is actually going to sail from Tampa Bay to Key West, Mexico, and the Caribbean on 4 to 10-night itineraries in 2027. And it's really the lineup of their new 2027 itineraries, okay, including their first ever 8-night cruises and the ship's first overnight stay in New Orleans, okay, and it's perfectly timed for Mardi Gras too, of course, and the stop will be in the Big Easy, and we'll give guests more time to really experience different festivities too, okay, when they return the ship that night too, so keep it in mind too. But once again, look at Margaritaville at Sea sometime, because they're expanding and going beyond just doing these short cruises out to Bahamas and back, because I know they mentioned these are coming up, I think, in 2027. They've got a 5-night Bahamas duo, and this will include sailing Bahama ports and Freeport, Grand Bahama Island, Nassau, and then have plenty of fun on board the 3 days too. They've got an 8-night Jamaica and Western Caribbean cruises coming up. That'd be for stops in Cozumel, Mexico, Belize City in Belize, Montego Bay, Jamaica, and also Georgetown, Grand Cayman. Also, they've got some ones that are, let's see, they've got a 5-night, oh, this is kind of fun, 5-night Key West and Grand Bahama, and this will include multiple options to either sail to Key West, Florida, and Freeport, Grand Bahama, for just a perfect escape too. So keep in mind too, because people are not aware of Margaritaville at Sea. As mentioned, they started a long time ago by a former cruise line executive. He got out of it, and they did some changes, but it's kind of interesting too with Margaritaville at Sea, and I'll share about that later on too. I like the name of the ships too. It's kind of fun too, but we'll see. Okay. But anyway, something else that came up too is what's fun too is with MSC Cruises, of course, what they're doing is they are opening, of course, the world's largest cruise port terminal, okay, and this one is actually their cruise port in Miami, the Miami Cruise Terminal, okay. I get a chance to see it when I'm on the Christmas Cruise of World Embassy of America, and what's great too is different things I'll find out where they give a little list of different things they're doing too, but it's kind of fun because once again, they list that check-in is going to be a lot easier to do. I don't know, but as far as the largest cruise ship terminal, it's in Miami, of course, Port Miami. So I'll share more about that too, because once again, um, it actually it's the first terminal that's um, actually will be able to accommodate 3 different cruise ships simultaneously. Okay, so that's kind of fun, and that's going to be opening up when I'm actually going down to Port Miami to board the Embassy World America, and I'll share more about that later too. That was kind of fun to share about that too. Okay, keep it in mind too. Something else kind of fun too is Cunard Line. Okay, what they did was Cunard's also been around for a long time. Cunard Line, what they did was they have they've been working to redesign their Queen Elizabeth ship, and before they're starting their Miami, Caribbean, Alaska seasons too. What they did was they did a extensive 3-week refurbishment of the Queen Elizabeth. This is ahead of her maiden voyage from Miami, and then her debut voyages from Seattle to Alaska. And it was actually her redesign actually was completed on March 14th. Okay, now as far as the ships, okay, with Cunard Line, they're smaller, but once again, the Queen Elizabeth actually accommodates 2,000 guests. Okay, she'll be beginning her Alaska season in June 12th, followed by her Caribbean cruise on October 16th this fall, and the Caribbean sail will actually be a 12-night round trip. Offer guests to really explore different destinations, including Bridgetowns, UNESCO listed Garrison, and also the markets of Castries, St. Lucia. And they've got what they do as far as redesigning their Queen Elizabeth, the Commodore Club, the Queen's Room, Garden Lounge, and the Pavilion have been redesigned to really enhance the guest experience too. And these are offered for better connections to the ocean, while also providing really great places to relax and fresco dining. And also the outdoor decks have been upgraded, including new sunshades on all decks to accommodate warm weather, allowing guests to better enjoy the really beautiful views of the Caribbean and Alaska landscapes too. And one highlight they mentioned was actually the redesign of their Queen's Room, which draws inspiration from the Royal Palace's tradition of planting mulberry trees. And of course, they've got new carpeting, and that's kind of fun too. Also, Cunard Line has a new ship, their Queen Anne, and with the Queen Anne, that's their newest ship. But also, what they do is they also, as far as renovations, they also renovated their grills experience, and guests in grill suites can actually enjoy redesigned interiors, exteriors, also featuring defined furnishings, improved design. The grill's terrace actually include new furniture for sunset cocktails. And with the refurbishment they finished, it includes a Pavilion Wellness Cafe, which is it's a wellness-focused venue. It was first debuted on Cunard's newest ship, the Queen Anne, in 2024, last year. And this cafe actually serves plant-based dishes along with sustainability sourced meat, fish, and dairy. Also offers healthy dining options too for guests too. Also, they got Harper's Bazaar Wellness at Sea program, which is also launched on the Queen Anne, which came out, of course, last year. That's also available on this ship too. But it's really kind of great too, because once again, with the Queen Elizabeth, it just is going through a new exciting chapter with the renovation, and it's the first time really. That's kind of fun too. It's the first time in Cunard Line's history that one of their ships will actually spend an entire season in Miami. And the Queen Elizabeth will offer a range of round-trip Caribbean itineraries with trips from 9 to 28 nights. And these include visiting places including Montego Bay, San Juan, and St. John's. So keep in mind too, because Cunard's been around for a long time too. I think that's kind of fun to share about that too, because when you think about cruise industry, it kind of developed, of course, with Mick Arison's father. Okay, they actually started Cunard Cruise Lines 53 years ago. And back then, part of that, the cruise industry was really more of a way of transportation. Okay, people would maybe try and take a ship to go over to Europe, but as a vehicle for transportation, not really for relaxation. And that's really, I think, where he had a vision to really maybe expand things in a different way too. And then over the years, of course, when Carnival debuted, other cruise lines started too, but it's grown like crazy in a very, very good way too. Plus, we're seeing a lot of choices out there too, because people say, okay, what's the best cruise line out there? It's hard to really kind of explain that because it really goes back to what you want to do, what you want to see, where you want to go, and the size of ships. Because, like I said, as mentioned with Cunard, it handles just 2,000 guests. Okay, so it's smaller. Okay, but also when you think about newer ships, big ships like Icon of the Seas, which is Royal Caribbean's newest ship, came out last year. Star Seas is coming out this year in July. But what's about these ships too is they are actually, with these two ships the Royal Caribbean has and the one coming out this year, they are the biggest cruise ships ever built. Okay, and it's kind of interesting because once again, when the cruise industry first started, they were smaller ships. They've grown, but some cruise lines they still have other ships that are smaller too. Because once again, for instance, what they've got is we've got the different ships coming out too. Once again, with Royal Caribbean's new ship coming out in a couple of months. Star of the Seas is coming actually in August, but the passenger capacity that was going to be actually based on double occupancy is going to be 5,610 guests. Okay, that's big. Okay, and as far as the gross registered tonnage, that's actually how much the ship weighs. But Star of the Seas actually is 250, 100, 1,800 gross registered tons. It's their second I-class ship. And it's got, of course, water attractions, entertainments. It's really positioned as one of the largest cruise ships globally, too. And as mentioned before, with Star of the Seas, she's also going to have a chief dog officer. Yes. Icon Seas, which came out last year, was the first cruise line to ever have a chief dog officer. Her name is Rover, Golden Retriever. She's not driving the ship, but she's her chief dog officer. She's there to create fun and happiness for people. Also the crew members. I mean, she's just adored and loved, and of course she's got caregivers with her too, but she's there to create fun and smiles for people too. And with Star of the Seas, they've already adopted their chief dog officer. Her name is Sailor. She's maybe a couple months old. I've seen her picture. She's really cute. Another Golden Retriever. And once again, they are to create fun and happiness and smiles for people, including the crew members, which is really great too. So got so many choices too, because once again, when you think about luxury cruise lines, for instance, with coming out this year too in the summertime, Oceania Cruises, they've got their Allura, and that is going to actually debut July 18th this year. Her passenger capacity is just 1,200 guests. Okay, so like I said, just kind of different things as far as what's out there. So it's good to do research and see, what's on board the ship, where you're going to go, maybe the price points, of course, too. It's just different because every ship is different, and cruise lines, with the Oceania Cruises, they're luxury, of course. And of course, and we've got, of course, Embassy Cruises. They're really beautiful. I can't wait to share more about the World America. And then we've got another thing coming out too. We've got Norwegian Aqua. That's actually going to debut on April 14th. She's being christened. And her passenger capacity actually is 3,571 guests based on double occupancy, okay? And she'll start sailing, of course, being christened on April 14th. And this is their, it's their first ship in the Prima class, okay? So it's their Norwegian Aqua, okay? Also, I mentioned before, as far as Disney, the Disney Destiny actually debuts actually this fall, November. And she'll have a capacity of 4,000 guests, okay? And then, of course, they got the Disney Adventure. That comes out later on this year in December. This one's bigger. This is actually accommodate up to 6,000 guests, okay? And it's kind of interesting they're doing that too. Plus, also with Windstar Cruises. Windstar Cruises is not going to be around for a long time. And they got their new Star Seeker coming out this December. And her passenger capacity is just 224 guests, okay? And it's a way for them, for Windstar Cruises, to really expand their fleet with the Star Seeker launching this later this year. And once again, right now, with Windstar Cruises, They do phenomenal things. They really do. I've written about them before, and what they do is they actually also operate 6 ships, and the Star Seeker will join their existing Star-class vessels, including Star Breeze, the Star Legend, and Star Pride. And the Star Seeker will actually debut in December this year. Something else kind of new too is Four Seasons. Okay, Four Seasons Yachts. Their new ship is actually getting delayed a little bit, but it's Four Seasons Yachts. They've got their first ship coming. I think got delayed. It's coming out, I think, in January this next year. But their passenger capacity is 180 guests, and it's actually it's a 679-foot on a 14-deck vessel. It's been designed with the inspiration of the Four Seasons Hotel at Surf Club, and also the Aristotle Onassis' iconic Christiana O super yacht. It's got 95 luxurious suites, and the yacht will include floor-to-ceiling windows, terraces. Excuse me. And different villas, which is great too. And one thing they did too, where they just announced it, which is really fun. With Four Seasons, their first one, coming out in January this next year. They delayed it, but this is the one that's got a very, very famous person coming back as captain of their ship. Think who that would be. Okay, when you think about captains, does any name come to mind with you? Think about it. There's one that has been in the industry for quite a while, but when she decided to leave, people were really upset. It's Captain Kate McHugh. Okay, she'd been with Celebrity Cruises as their captain since 2015. About 2 months ago, she decided to leave. Okay, she'd gone through some difficulty because she had her cat on board the ship with her in the bridge. Yes, her cat's name was Bug. She's big on social media, and she had a beautiful show. Well, it wasn't a show; it was actually her social media channel for Bug was actually called Bug Naked because he didn't have a lot of fur. Okay, but Bug passed away unexpectedly. He was only 8.5 years old, and I think that's when she decided to leave the ship to get used to that too, and then just take a break. Okay, her husband works for the cruise line, but want to take a break maybe, and Four Seasons reach out to her, and she's going to be captain of their new ship. Coming out January 2026. And when people heard in the news, because they met Captain Kate McHugh, I met her before too on Celebrity Cruises, they were so excited. Amazing person, great story. I think I mentioned it before, but when she was about 12 years old, she read different things about cruises, and like they got brochures, and she told her parents maybe we should take a cruise. They wound up taking a short cruise, maybe a 4-night cruise. Came back. She really enjoyed it a lot. It was a great trip for them. She was young, 12 years old, with her family. But she told her dad, okay, Dad, when I grow up, I want to be a cruise director. Her dad told Kate, Kate, you can do anything you want to do. She got the Maritime Academy. Okay, and she graduated from Maritime Academy. And she was trying to find a job working on a cruise ship, maybe to kind of navigate into that role. Not be captain yet, of course, but just work on the bridge, whatever. And it was a difficult time. So what she did was she actually applied for jobs maybe to be a bartender, but they saw her credentials, and that's how she actually started working on board a cruise ship, not as a captain, but moved up in different areas too. And then in 2015, the president of Celebrity Cruises asked her to be captain of one of their ships. And so, great story too. So what's fun is Captain Kate McHugh is coming back, yes, and she's gorgeous, so much fun. It's good energy, big smiles all the time. and she's going to be actually captain of Four Seasons, their first Four Seasons 1, their first yacht coming up next year. So keep it in mind, okay? Yes. And something else too is there's another cruise line that people are not aware of too, and I want to share about this too because I met some of their people too. But it's called Riviera. Okay, it was Riviera River Cruises in the U.S. and they really they weren't well known in the U.S. yet. What they did was they've got they actually named a new president, plus they renamed it, so it's now Riviera Travel. I know some people work there, they're great people, but what they did was they decided to change the name to Riviera Travel, following the company's rebranding from Riviera River Cruises in the U.S., okay, because it's not well known in the U.S., okay, but once again, they want to really celebrate their growth here in the U.S., and they are focusing on the North America market, which is great, and they're just a little time, okay. They've been in the North American market for just a little while, not too many years, but also what happened too is then COVID-19, of course, came about, and so things have put a halt. Once again, they're really growing. Plus, they decided to rebrand themselves. It's going to be Riviera Travel now, not Riviera River Cruises. Okay, and what's great too is, they're I think based in the United Kingdom. What they're doing is they're really launching into river cruising, and the other 50% actually came from European land tours, long haul touring, and that's why they decided to kind of move into a rebranding and expand more into the U.S. So it's Riviera Travel. They'll still offer river cruises too, but keep in mind too, it's something that maybe people might not be aware of. Okay, so keep in mind too. Something else too is we talk more about something else. MSC Cruises. What they did was, in addition to actually opening up their biggest port, Miami, offering to accommodate up to 3 ships, what they did was they officially opened up their new terminal in Barcelona, and this just came up too this week. They officially opened up their new MSC Barcelona Cruise Terminal, and it was the first sailing for the Explorer 2 at their new terminal, and that's actually the second ship within the Explorer Journeys fleet. Explorer Journeys, by the way, is actually owned by the MSC Group. MSC Group owns their Mediterranean Shipping Company, which has been around for a long time, but family owned. And then they launched MSC Cruises. Explorer Journeys is their luxury cruise line, which they launched actually two years ago. Their first ship came out in 2023. Their second ship came out last year, Explorer 2. And it's really their luxury lifestyle ocean travel with the Explorer Journeys. What they did was, with their new terminal opening up at the new MSC Barcelona Cruise Terminal, it was the first call of their Explorer 1 at the new terminal. So once again, that was great too, because they had a big opening, which is great too. They had a ribbon cutting ceremony there with different executives, and Barcelona really is a great strategic partner for MSC Group, which is great too, because they've been 4 decades actually with MSC Cruises, now been around for 25 years, and just their commitment to it's great too. So that's kind of fun too when you think about it too. And I guess they've got retail areas, and okay, this is actually as far as the Explorer 1. They've got different areas too, which is great too. It's luxury, bringing the ocean life to see, which is great too. So once again, actually, with MSC Cruises, they sail at different places too, not just in the Caribbean. What they do is they're known for the Mediterranean, of course, to Europe. And what they're offering, they have 5 ships embarking from Barcelona this year. That includes the MSC World Europa, MSC Seaview, MSC Seaside. Also, we'll have the MSC Magnifica, and also the MSC Orchestra, which is great too. And these are sounds in the Mediterranean. Also, their luxury cruise line Explore Journeys, the Explore 2 will actually regularly call throughout the summer with Barcelona's one of its home ports too. So give them my two, okay? And then something else just kind of fun too is with, you think about cuisine on bar cruise ships, okay? They offer different options. It's really great. And one thing came up too is Virgin Voyages. What they're doing is, they just announced this, it's kind of fun. What they're doing is they're bringing new vibrant flavors of Spain to the high seas with, it's called Rojo, R-O-J-O, Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, which is innovative Spanish-inspired restaurant. It's debuting the Brilliant Lady, okay, and that's the new ship in their fleet, of course, the Brilliant Lady. How fun. And she's coming out, let me check here. Yeah, Brilliant Lady's coming out in this September, okay? September 5th is when she's going to be debuting. Okay, remember that with Virgin Voyages, they're adults only. But what's fun, too, is I love the name. They unveiled Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, okay? But it is a culinary experience. It's debuting on the Brilliant Lady, their new ship. And it's on the success of their Lucky Lotus by Razzle Dazzle. It's a Chinese-inspired restaurant that launched in November aboard the Scarlet Lady. It's a new culinary innovation too, and it's just kind of fun too. I like that name too. And by day, Razzle signature brunch will have Spanish-American twist, served with a casual lamb-back atmosphere. They've got new exciting dishes, including jam on croissants. Oh, paired with morning classics, and including ackee balls, of course, pastries and frittatas. And then when the sun sets, the Rojo transforms into an elevated experience with a vibrant Spanish energy, marked by Razzle Dazzle's really sophisticated but warm vibe. Features tapas and platos grande, pulling in, that Spanish cuisine too, which is great too. And I kind of like the name Razzle Dazzle, right? How fun, but it's Rojo, okay? R-O-J-O, Rojo. So keep in mind too. And what's great too is, what's good too is with Virgin Voyages, one thing, I had a chance to see the Scarlet Lady when she came over to the U.S., okay, this was back in, I think, 2021. After we went through the pandemic, but it's really great because what they did was, it was good to really see the ship in person. Because remember, what they do is they really kind of redesign the cruise industry experience. They didn't really want to have first dining, late dining, main dining rooms. Because when I was on board, we boarded the ship about 6 o'clock at night. We're on board until about 1 o'clock in the morning. We had a chance to go to a place for dinner, and there are smaller restaurants, different types of cuisine. They didn't have the main dining rooms, which is great. You could really, and the place I went to was really fantastic. Plus, they had different show we saw, but it's great to kind of see the ship because once again, they were kind of reinventing the cruise experience for guests. That's also, like I said, with Richard Branson. He'd never even been on a cruise when he came up with the idea to start Virgin Voyages. And that's why, as far as their guests, they don't call them cruise guests. They call their guests sailors. Okay? But, like I say, with the different types of cuisine and smaller restaurants and tastings you've got to try out on their ships, this one really sounds fun, doesn't it? And one thing that was really fun, too, is they've got a really beautiful area for ice cream, and their ice cream parlor is actually called, it's really kind of fun. Guess what their ice cream parlor is called? Think about it, okay? It's called Lick Me Till, okay? Yes, Lick Me Till. But it was great because I had a chance to actually try their cuisine. The cuisine was great, seriously, but when I went to have some ice cream, who doesn't like the name Lick Me Till, okay? And the cuisine. I mean, the ice cream was actually purposely made too, but different flavors, and it was just fantastic. I mean, what a great way to kind of enjoy a little ice cream, not too much, but different flavors. But I like the name of their ice cream parlor because it's called Lick Me Till, which is great. But I think it's kind of fun to, when you think about different, culinary options, of course, too, on board cruise ships. I mean, it just different choices out there too. And what's good too is I know a lot of times cruise lines, when they first started, they had like their main dining room, and you had early dining, late dining. Okay, and then they went through some transitions with that too, going into some specialty restaurants in addition to the main late dining. And then what they did was a lot of choices. So you could kind of pick your time when you want to eat too. And there's so many options out there too. You've got casual dining, which is great. Also, you've got specialty restaurants with some cruise lines. You pay extra for that too. Other cruise lines have those included too, which is great too. So it kind of depends on what you want to. But once again, cuisine is really fantastic on cruise ships.
Which video was that again? I saw your chat, but I was like, which video?
Just pick one. That's fine too. It's great.
Okay. Ooh. So we'll go with a video. Let's go with let's see, with Calypso Lagoon. We'll go with that.
Okay, great.
Ooh. And I might actually do two of them. But we'll go to wrap up with Calypso Lagoon. And I think I got one other one too. But let's check this out.
Keys to the castle.
That was Celebrations Keys. We didn't let you say your favorite singing and everything. And then I got one other, I think, short video or maybe another long video. But I was like, wait a minute, we didn't get to see Good Ship Happen. So we'll let her say that.
Okay. Well, no, because like I said, good ship happens. That's why I'm so excited. I mean, I'm so excited to be on the christening naming ceremony of the Embassy World America. Okay, I was at an event last night, a business event last night. I was sharing that because I'm so excited. Okay, I'm trying to get my clothes packed because I'm doing Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference first. It's in Miami Beach, and then I'll get transferred down to Port Miami to board the ship on Wednesday afternoon. Okay,
Cool.
but the fun thing is, I mentioned Drew Barrow is going to be the godmother. Okay, on the ship.
Yep.
And one of my business friends said, okay, now make sure you tell I said hello. I said, yeah, right. Okay, but it was kind of funny. Okay, make sure you tell Drew I said hello, right? I mean,
And who knows,
fun.
you may get a chance to
So
say
the
hello
thing
to
is,
her and the ship and everything. And I guess next week we'll have a rerun unless we manage to do a show from the ship.
I don't think it can because the internet kind of, you have to internet, that kind of stuff. But the point is, what's really fun too is see, we actually we have to be on the ship before 3 o'clock, okay? But it's good because I'm in Port Miami anyway, half hour down, right? I'm going to do one press conference and then go back and get on because they're giving us free transfers. So I'll get down there and then we have to be over the ship by 3 o'clock, okay? And the naming ceremony, I don't think happens until 7 o'clock at night. I have time to see the ship change. I have a gold dress I'm going to wear, you know.
Cool.
And then I think they have different entertainment that night too. And then the other people that are actually guests on the christening, they have to get off the ship. But then the ship sails up probably 1 or 2 hours in the morning. And then we go to Ocean Cay, MSC Marine Reserve, their private out island. I was there back in 2021 when they christened one of the ships there. It's beautiful. I mean, that was great because the ship's docked right there. And you get off ship, you walk right on the island. It's beautiful. They've done different things. They got beautiful beaches to enjoy. They've got a really cool place called their lighthouse. It's actually a lighthouse. And at night when I was there, in the evening, they did a lighthouse show with fireworks and stuff too, and dancing. And we're gonna do that too. I think that's gonna be the second night, and you have to wear white. Okay, so yes, I will wear white. Okay, but then they also have different areas, and one they did too is one side of the island. They've been building their marine lab more, which is great. And I think that will be open for us to see. You know, they're actually working on the environment too, because they have planted coral reef trees already. Marine biologists are working there too, but I want to really kind of see what it looks like too, because I just think that's one way that really people need to realize that cruise lines are doing whatever they can do to make sure we save the ocean life, and this is one beautiful example. It really is.
Cool. Well, on that note, we're going to go out with one about Drew Barrymore and one of the other godmothers and everything like that, and then we'll also go with, I think I got another slightly long one, but we'll get out of here with those two, and then we'll be back hopefully next week with another example and another episode of Good Ship Happens with the amazing Sandy Bertram.
I'm so excited about going on the ship. I can't wait. I mean, I just can't wait to see the new ship, what they're doing, plus their private out island, and just enjoy different things too. Plus at Sea Trade, I'll see great people, just amazing people there. They have their chairman's panel speaking on Tuesday, and they're wonderful people. They're really great people. Other people are going to be there. I'll see them, good friends and things like that too. But just see the ship and come back. I'll take a lot of photographs and things too, and then we film our regular show after that. Okay.
All right, sounds good. So we'll look forward to seeing you in about 2 weeks or something like that. But right now, we're going to get ready and hear about this exciting trip. But right now, we're going to end this particular show. But we'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Yes, great. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Announcing the godmother of MSC World America.
It's me. I'm the godmother.
Hello, Captain's Club members. It's Laura Hodges-Bethke, president of Celebrity Cruises, and I have some big news to share with you. We know how much you love to travel to new places and experience the local culture and the authenticity of a destination. And since we've made it our mission to provide the best premium vacation in the world, it's only fitting that we expand the way you get to experience it. Today, I'm excited to announce that we're extending our brand to include river vacations. With Celebrity Cruises River, we're opening the world in an entirely new way to all of you. We will bring celebrities' elevated hospitality and unique itinerary offerings that you know and love to the great rivers of Europe, allowing us to deliver truly immersive, unforgettable experiences. Guests will get the keys to sail through the heart of Europe's cultural and historic cities, experience locally inspired cuisine and unique shore experiences the Celebrity way. We're reimagining the river experience with you, our guest, at the center of all of it. Our one-of-a-kind ships will not only offer breathtaking views from the comfort of your room, they will also be the industry's first ever transformative fleet of ships with revolutionary open decks that will bring guests closer to the destination than ever before. Building on the success of the Edge series, you can expect elevated design and sophistication of our flagship ocean vessels to extend to our river experience. More information about Celebrity Cruises River, including destinations, fleet size, ship details, excursions, and more, will be announced in the coming months. Visit our website to learn more and to sign up for emails to receive information first. We showed the world how to ocean, and now we're ready to river. And we can't wait to do it alongside all of you.